Chat said. She stood in front of the mirror, adjusting her earrings with the same effortless grace she always carried, like it was just another Friday evening. Like the air wasn't heavy with something unspoken. I sat on the edge of the couch, lacing my sneakers, thinking maybe we'd head out together, grab dinner, shake off the weight of a long week with something quiet and shared. It felt like the kind of night meant for reconnection. But then, with a coolness that barely skimmed the surface of emotion, she said it. I have a date. No hesitation. No build-up. Just 3 words that dropped like stone through glass. I froze. The moment locked me in place. My brain tried to convince me I'd misheard. That maybe she said she had a late shift or was meeting a friend. But she didn't flinch, didn't explain. Just kept adjusting her earring as if what she said hadn't detonated everything we'd built together. Over 3 years. 3 years of shared routines and spontaneous getaways. Of inside jokes whispered in the dark. Of sick days with soup and forehead kisses. Of quiet fights that always ended in clumsy, whispered apologies and long-held embraces. And now she was telling me casually, like it didn't matter that she was going out with someone else. "Excuse me?" I asked, my voice a mix of confusion and rising heat. She met my eyes through the mirror with that same detached ease, as if my reaction was the part that didn't make sense. "I told you, a date," she said again. Her reflection calm, composed. "We're not really together anymore, are we?" She gave a shrug, as if she were describing something as benign as the weather. That shrug was what undid me, the carelessness of it. The way she played the part, the one who'd already moved on, already rewritten our story without bothering to read me the final page. It was like watching someone toss a photograph into a fire without blinking. Something inside me shifted, not a surge of anger, but a colder clarity. I stood up slowly, walked toward the door, and reached for my keys. I could feel her eyes on me. I think she expected me to plead, to ask her to reconsider, maybe even to lash out. But I didn't. I turned to her, this woman I once imagined standing across from me in white, a ring on her hand and a future unfolding ahead, and said, calmly, "That's good to know. I didn't quite know how to tell you I've been seeing someone too." Her expression cracked, just slightly, but enough. The smile that had hovered at the corners of her mouth vanished. Her eyebrows lifted in disbelief, the confidence in her posture retreating just a bit. "You're lying," she said. But even she didn't sound convinced. "I don't need to lie," I said. "I've met someone who looks up when I talk, someone who actually hears me instead of nodding while scrolling through her phone." I hadn't acted on it yet until now. She didn't speak. Her hand tightened around her purse. Her mouth opened just slightly, as if she wanted to protest, but couldn't find the words. And for the first time in a long time, I saw it: hesitation, doubt, that little tremble in her certainty. "No." I added quietly, "I didn't say anything before, because I didn't want to hurt you." But I guess that concern wasn't mutual. I opened the door and paused, leaving a small space just in case she wanted to say something, anything. But she stood still, silent, her bravado slipping like a mask left in the rain. Her lips parted, but nothing came. No fight, no apology, no admission, just a hollow silence that answered everything. So I left. No slammed door, just a soft click behind me, a quiet, final punctuation to a chapter I hadn't realized was already ending. I didn't message her, didn't block her, didn't scroll through her stories late at night trying to decode meaning from her posts. I simply let her sit with it, with the knowledge that maybe she wasn't the only one who could walk away and mean it. A week passed, then a message came. One word, "Hey." I stared at it for a long time, thought about the right response, but what could I possibly say? That something she broke had been pieced back together in a way she wouldn't recognize, that the version of me who would have begged for her to stay was gone, quietly replaced by someone who finally knew his worth. I didn't reply. Instead, I lived. I got to know the woman I'd mentioned, slowly, carefully. She didn't dazzle me with drama or leave me guessing. She was steady, present, kind, and being with her felt like breathing after holding my breath for too long. She asked questions, she remembered answers, and in the soft, honest rhythm of her company, I started wondering how I ever convinced myself that love meant walking on eggshells. Sometimes I think about that night, The way she tossed out "I have a date" like it didn't mean anything, never realizing it would be the moment that changed everything. I wonder if she ever regrets it. If she went through with the date or ended up sitting alone, her phone on the table, replaying my words over and over again, realizing, maybe too late, that she wasn't the only one who could walk away without looking back. You